artist, culture, fashion, and craft.
Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel. If you are seeing me for the first time, you're welcome. My name is Oti. I create content on sewing tutorials and turban cap. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. In today's video, I'll be showing us on how to make a very simple and beautiful dress. It is very easy to make. I have with me 4 yards of Duchess fabric, and I've already folded it into 4 because I'll be drafting the front and the back bodies together. This is my starting line. I'm going to measure 25 inches. At my starting line, I'm going to measure 25 inches. This 25 inches, it includes my hemming allowance for the sleeve. This is the folded edge of the fabric. I'm going to measure neck width 4 inches. Neck depth for the back, I'm going to measure 1 inch. Neck depth for the front, I'm going to measure 4 inches. So with my French curve, I'm going to curve the necklines. At this 25 inches, I'm going to measure 1.5 inches. Shoulder to my hip line is 25 inches. At my hip line, I'm going to impute my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 51 inches. Divided by 4 is 12.75. I'm going to measure 12.75 plus 4 inches seam allowance. From my shoulder slope, I'm going to measure 20 inches for my sleeve opening. From this 20 inches, I'm going to curve it to meet my hip measurement. The same measurement I have on my hip line, I'm going to impute the same measurement at the lower part of my dress. So the next thing to do, I'm going to cut it out. Next thing to do, I'm going to cut the back neckline. I'm going to add half an inch at the shoulder to join the front and the back bodies together. For the facing, I'll be using this sequence fabric. For the facing, you can use any fabric of your choice to beautify the front of the dress. So I'm going to be cutting the back facing first. I'm going to fold the fabric into two. Making sure that the folded edge aligns together. Then I'm going to trace the back neckline. I'll remove the main bodies, then I'm going to measure 5 inches. 5 inches. 5 inches. 5 inches. I'm sorry you cannot see the chalk. The chalk is not visible on the fabric. But what I just simply did, I measured 5 inches, 5 inches, 5 inches. Then I connect the curve together. So I'll be cutting it out. This is for the back facing. The shoulder slope. Then I will remove the bodies. This is where your creativity will come in. Remember that we use 5 inches for the back, so I'm going to measure 5 inches. Point where we marked 5 inches. I'm going to notch it. Shoulder to my bust point is 12 inches. At this 12 inches, I'm going to mark 5 inches. So from this mark, from this 5 inches mark, I'm going to curve to meet this point. I'm going to curve it like so to meet this 5 inches mark. Can you see? So I'm going to flip my fabric to the other side. I'm going to measure the same thing. After that, I'm going to open it up. At this point, I'm going to measure 2.5 inches inward. From this 2.5 inches, I'm going to rule a straight line. This is where my fabric stops. So from this point, I'm going to curve. I'm going to draw a curved line to meet this mark. Can you see it? Wherever you want the shape to be, if you want it to be at the left hand side, you can do that. If you want it to be at the right hand side, you can do that as well. You can decide to be creative at this point. You can draw any shape of your choice. I think I prefer this shape. So the next thing to do is to place it on my bodice and take to my sewing machine to sew it. I pin the facing down. I pin the right side of the facing to the wrong side of the fabric. I pin it down around the neckline, as you can see. So I'm going to take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch round like so. I'm going to notch it. Then I will now top stitch to the right side. I'll flip it to the right side and top stitch on it. This is how it will look at the right side after sewing it. This is the wrong side of the front. Then I place the right side of the facing to the wrong side of the front. I pin it down at the neck region. I'll take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch round the neckline. After that, I'm going to notch it. Then I'm going to top stitch on the right side. I'm going to top stitch on the right side. This is how it will look. I've sewn it, as you can see. This is the back. This is the back bodice. I've sewn it, as you can see. Then this is the front bodice. So the next thing to do, I'm going to place the front and the back together, right side facing each other. I'm going to sew at the shoulder. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch straight down. Then I'm going to sew on this side 1/2 inch straight down. This is how it looks. I've joined the front and the back together. This is the sleeve opening. I'm going to sew elastic casing at the sleeve opening. This is the sleeve opening. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fold in half an inch, then I'm going to fold in 1 inch, then I'll sew a straight stitch for my elastic casing. Then I'm going to pass my elastic through the casing. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. After that, I'm going to sew the sides, the 2 sides, and I'm going to hem the lower part and show us the final look. This is the final outcome of today's tutorial. As you can see, it is very easy to make. This is the sleeve. This is the back view. You can as well pull the sleeve up like so. It will give you puff look. To give you puff look. I've made tutorial of this cap, so if you like this cap, check my previous posts. I've made tutorial of this cap before. We've come to an end of today's tutorial. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Also remember to click on the bell icon beside the subscribe button so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. Until I come your way next, please stay safe and remain blessed. Love you all. Bye.